Hello everyone, today we are going to be reading some relationship stories on Reddit. Alright, let's get into it. I just found out my mom has been sending my girlfriend cruel messages for who knows how long. I don't know how to handle this. Male 36, female 32. Generally, not much rattles me. My friends call me a stoic, emotionally constipated idiot. And they're not wrong, which is why we're all still a little stunned that the love of my life is basically my opposite. I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years, known her for 10. She's quiet, gentle, brilliant, and an actual professor, and genuinely one of the kindest people I've ever met. She's silly, shy, goofy in the best ways, and loves to poke fun. I love all of it. I love her more than I've ever loved anyone ever in this lifetime. But last night, something happened that I can't let go of. My phone was charging, so I was scrolling Instagram reels on hers like I usually do. One of her friends DM'd her. Normally, I'd send back some dumb reaction photo so they know it's me, just the thing in our circle. But it wasn't a joke. It was screenshots my girlfriend had sent her friend, and the friend was trying to comfort her. I hesitated, then opened the screenshots to read them better. And I'm glad I did. I don't even regret it anymore because what I saw were multiple messages from my mother, cruel ones, and the timestamps weren't all from the same day. So I don't know how long this has been happening. A week? Longer? No idea. Here are some of the messages my mom sent. Maybe he hasn't proposed because you haven't given him a child. Men don't marry placeholders. This is the most recent message. This one makes me see red. I can't even imagine how my girlfriend felt. If you stopped dressing like a teenage boy, put on some makeup, maybe he'd see you as a wife instead of one of his little friends. You're keeping him from his family. He used to visit. For clarity, I'm the one who pulled back because of her behavior towards one of my sisters. That's a whole other issue, so nothing to do with my girlfriend. You think you're special? You're lucky he even brought you home. Girls like you don't get commitment from men like him. You're not good enough for the life he deserves. Reading them made my stomach drop. They were hateful and completely false. There's even more, but these were the ones seared into my brain. And my girlfriend didn't tell me about any of them. She's just been carrying this alone, smiling, laughing with me, all while this garbage was sitting in the back of her mind. My girlfriend avoids conflict. She hates upsetting anyone. I get it. It's easier to talk to a friend first, and my mom can be intense. She probably didn't want to put me in a position where it looked like choosing sides. But I've chosen, and it's not her I'm angry with. I'm furious with my mother. I'm exhausted by this. She knows how much my girlfriend means to me. She hears me talk about her constantly. I really thought she might actually be happy for me. At the same time, I don't want to make this harder on my girlfriend or make her feel exposed. So here's where I need advice. Do I tell my girlfriend gently that I saw the messages, that I'm on her side and she doesn't need to shield me from my own mother? Or do I handle my mother privately and not bring it up unless my girlfriend does? I just want her to feel safe and supported, and it makes me sick that she's been dealing with this alone. I mean, actually sick. I'm just watching her make breakfast and I can't. What's the best approach that prioritizes her well-being first? Alright, I don't think I have the best advice for this, so let's go straight into the comments. The top comment says, as an older guy who's cut out his mom, you need to do the same. First, you need to sit down and tell your girlfriend. Let her know it was by accident that you saw it, but you are glad that you did. Let her know you are on her side. Tell her you plan on putting some space between you and your mom. Also, block your mom on her phone so she no longer has to put up with your mom's toxicity. Second, you need to lay into your mom for her crap behavior. Put some boundaries on how you and your girlfriend will be as far as contact goes and put this point forward. This might not be a popular opinion, but your first priority is to your girlfriend. Family doesn't mean anything when they treat your partner like crap. Personally, I would go low contact or no contact for quite a while so your mom understands. If she doesn't, that just means you did right by your girlfriend to cut your mom out. Take my opinion with a grain of salt as a guy whose mom was toxic and narcissistic. I'm a bit biased. The next comment that is a good response to this is advising OP not to include the girlfriend too much in the talk with the mom, but rather focus on the mom's bad behavior. You don't want to give off the feeling that you're distancing yourself from your mom because of your girlfriend, but rather it is specifically because of the mom's behavior, and I would definitely agree with this. Okay, let's get on to the next story. My 33 female husband, 36 male, planned an affair on the trip I planned and paid for. Hi everyone, I've been reading these stories for years. I never thought I'd be the one to post. I'm 32 female and my husband is 36 male. We've been married for 2 years and together for 9. And up until yesterday, I thought we were genuinely happy together. A bit of context, we have this thing where I change my name to random things on his phone every few months. They're always funny and well over the top. The last one was something like, quote, perfect human form, unquote. It's just a joke that's gone on for a few years. So yesterday, he was in the shower and his work phone was out, so I changed my name in his contacts. As I did so, a notification for Snapchat came through with an image and the name of a woman he knew back home. He's from another country and moved here to the UK around 10 years ago. As this was his work phone, it was really weird, so I clicked on it. It opened into a 5-day streak chat with this woman with seriously crude texts. Photos of both of them, not the face, and them planning to meet up when he goes back. Dates, times, locations, and everything. She was even planning on taking a sick day from work. One of his D pics was in our bed with me in the house. He is booked to go back for a few weeks at the end of November to see a very sick relative. I paid for his flights so he could see them before they passed. I had a panic attack and he walked out of the shower to see me hyperventilating. I asked him why and how could he. He said it was only talking and that he'd been feeling neglected recently. I asked how. He said work was stressful and that he just wanted someone who wanted him for him, and that he doesn't feel like he's ever enough for me. I had no idea. He hasn't mentioned anything and nothing has changed. A few years ago, I think 3 or 4, when we first moved into our house, he shared that he sometimes didn't feel enough for me. We went to counseling and worked through it. A major effort was made on both of our sides to get through it. The thing is, I know I can be hard work. I'm closer to type A than type B, I'm pretty successful career-wise, and not massively touchy-feely. But I'm not closed off and have never given a crap about his job or anything like that. I even supported him for 2 years when he took a career break to try and become an actor. He hasn't even paid towards the mortgage in 4 years, as I didn't want him to feel dependent on me or stretch his pay too thin. I don't know why I'm posting or what I expect from this. I just don't know what to do. I've kicked him out for now, but there are major logistics to deal with as I work away and have 2 dogs. How do I navigate this? I absolutely consider this as cheating. How can I make sure I don't let myself forgive him? He's been my life for almost 10 years. I've supported him in every way. Can I end it for a week of messages? How can I not end it after that? Sorry for all the questions, and I know this post will sit unanswered in the millions of other "I'm so surprised he cheated" stories, but within 24 hours, my happy, hard-earned life is up in flames and I'm staring at the wreckage. And before we get into the comments, we actually have an update for this story, so let's go ahead and read it. Hi everyone, almost 5 weeks later, after how helpful so many of you have been, I wanted to give you an update. To start it off, many of you said that he'd been cheating for longer or had done so before. You were right. I originally believed that he'd been cheating for a week, but due to a particularly noticeable carpet in the hotel room one of the D pics were taken in, I found out it had been going on for at least a month. He of course denied it and lied when confronted, but that month included our 9-year anniversary and countless other events, so it was really useful to stop me blaming myself. He's still adamant that it's never happened before, and I do believe him, but that didn't stop me from taking an STI test just in case. All clean, thank goodness. He also admitted to lying about them having a previous relationship, and I caught him in another lie about Snapchat messages, so he stayed true to form. Since I kicked him out, we've only spoken twice. He left the dogs, so I guess they're my dogs now, and wants a percentage of my house. I can't speak for other countries, but in the UK, marriage for enough years entitles you to half of everything, regardless of who contributed to what. Under advice from a lawyer, we're staying amicable, so he only takes the agreed upon amount and leaves my pension, savings, etc. alone. On the dogs, I've got a load more dog sitters and I've agreed to let them stay with him while I'm away with work as long as he covers most of their costs. Outside of this, I did the usual. Changed the locks, cancelled his flights, threw out all his stuff on bin day, and had a full-blown breakdown as a crying drunk for a solid 7 days. I have great friends who are supportive, but he's the only family I had, so I have started seeing a therapist as well to help me process and move forward. I'm taking this as an opportunity for a full reset and evaluation of what I want. So I'm trying to move jobs, sell my house to move closer to my friends, and getting a load of dental work that I've recently been putting off. Throw in some injured dogs and it's turned out to be a truly horrific month. Honestly, it's really sucked, but I'm rebuilding my life to be something I choose and it's getting easier week by week. Thank you all so much for your help and comments when I first posted. Seeing the overwhelming support and brutal comments against both him and me put it into perspective and was enough to convince me that I wasn't crazy or overthinking this. I'm massively grateful for the dose of reality, and don't worry, to all of you who called me a doormat, thanks for that. I won't be taking him back or allowing anyone else to take advantage of me like that again. May the force be with you, random Reddit strangers, and thank you again. And the top comment on this one says, "You are actively doing something many people are incapable of, throwing a bit ol' middle finger to the sunken cost fallacy, and restarting your life with the mission to seek out that which you deserve. Peace, kindness, and loyalty. And for that, I applaud you. I'll be right over here in this tiny corner of the internet, cheering you on." I do feel incredibly sad and sorry for this person. I hope that they can find someone in the future that they deserve, and hopefully they can find peace and happiness. Alright, let's get on to the next story. Let's see what else we got. My husband, 40 male, is unhappy about the time I, 34 female, wake up, but I work nights and he doesn't. It's destroying our marriage. Is this fixable or are we doomed? When my husband and I got together, we both worked nights. We are both in hospitality. He has now switched to a senior management position where he basically makes his own schedule. He tends to go in around 11 a.m. I start my shift at 4 p.m. every day and usually finish around midnight. When I get home, I take a few hours to eat, shower, and decompress. I'm usually in bed by 3 and I have a hard time falling asleep, so might not actually fall asleep until 4. My husband snores badly, and this is also part of why I can't sleep. Also, he knows this and does nothing about his snoring, leaving me to wear earplugs every night, which barely helps. Generally, I wake up between 11 to 12 p.m. I take care of all the chores that need to be done. Lately, my husband is tackling dinner because I'm home so much later and my new job doesn't allow or provide meals. And it's fine dining, so I can't afford to buy anything from them. His meals are honestly pathetic compared to when I make dinner. He buys a meat and a store-bought salad and it's zero effort, but still I appreciate it. I generally end up doing all the cleanup. Not to mention my days off are filled with chores that he just doesn't see, like vacuuming, cleaning the shower, microwave, etc. He has never changed the bedding in all our marriage. He's been losing his mind at me for being, quote, unmotivated and lazy, unquote, for not waking up earlier, but I don't think I have an issue, so it's hard for me to give a crap, honestly, and it just pisses me off. All my tasks are taken care of, and to me, it just feels like petty bullcrap because he's jealous I get to sleep in. This morning, he literally started a screaming match about it. My whole family are night owls. I chose this industry because it suits my natural cycle. I do more in our home than he does, yet he refuses to acknowledge that. One more thing to add in, he has neglected his health and is now trying to start exercising and getting into shape. He's put on a lot of weight and is absolutely overweight. I also would like to work out, but I'm quite thin. I'm 105 pounds at 5'1". He's been shrieking about how I'm not exercising as well, but only one of us is very overweight, and that pisses me off too. I don't get enough food because I'm super busy at work and there's like a 10-hour period I can't eat, and I have lost weight and I'm worried that adding too much more exercise right now would be unhealthy because I need to find a way to squeeze in more calories first. This also caused a blow-up fight about how lazy and pathetic I am. So tell me what you all think. I just want to be rested for my exhausting job. But I'm not missing a beat. In fact, the only thing he could point to is the fact that there are no groceries. But he went to the grocery store yesterday and bought oranges and nothing else. So now somehow it's on me that we have nothing even though he was the one with the opportunity? The thing that comes to mind for me reading this story is that if he's the one that's overweight and maybe he's struggling to exercise, he probably feels unmotivated and lazy because he knows he's overweight and he knows to exercise. I would think that he's just redirecting his feelings about himself onto you. I completely understand the explanation about being a night owl because I too get home from work a little bit late and it takes me a few hours to eat, shower, decompress, and I'm also getting into bed probably 3 or 4 hours after I get home as well. It is really difficult that he's not seeing the chores that you're doing, meanwhile he's the one that's not doing any chores at home. The best solution that I can offer you is to go to counseling, couples therapy. Like if this is a marriage that you really want to work on and grow together as a team. But of course, if we get into the comments, they're probably going to say that you should divorce him right away. So why don't we read those and get Reddit's opinion? The top comment says, "Is this marriage ending really a bad thing?" Reading through other comments, it seems like there are a lot more issues going on, and this is just one that the OP has posted about. One of the comments that OP responded to, OP said, "And I know the only time I truly feel at peace is when he isn't around. I spent 10 years of my life with him, and his family is the closest thing to a real family I have. It's completely devastating how much I have to give up because he can't just be a good man and partner like he promised me all those years ago." And that is incredibly sad. Hopefully this isn't too far gone. Again, I'm sorry. I wish you all the best. Alright everyone, I hope you had a wonderful time again reading Reddit stories with me, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.